There you go. Hello everyone. I'm doing something a little different that I wanted to try, and we'll see how it goes. You know, I love talking about roller coasters. I love talking about amusement parks and movies, all these different things like that. I know there's a ton of people out there in the world that do it too, but you know, I figured it'd be cool to do something like this, a little different with our channel, because now we're getting into the winter months and we don't do as much, you know, especially after the holidays. For example, tonight we're going to Santa's Village. It's in Illinois, not too far from Chicago. And I used to go there as a kid with my family every year. And it's more geared towards little kids, but they opened it back up a couple years ago. And it's running really well now. It's doing a great job, the people that bought it. And they have like a drive-through light show from there. So we went to Great America. You guys saw that last week. We did the holiday lights show, and that was fun. We're doing Santa's Village tonight. We might check a couple of houses in the neighborhood that have some cool lighting and decorations. We might do that as well. We're going to go back to Great America for their drive-through. So we got a few cool things that we're doing. Oh, and one more thing too. Next Saturday, it looks like we're going to be going to Elgin, Illinois. They have a big light walkthrough at Big Timber Park and the campsite. So there's like I think when we looked at it, it was like an hour long. And the door is opening. Sorry. So the door opened. Sorry about that, but I'm actually in the garage. So I know sometimes when I talk and you see some of the masks that I've purchased and the unboxings I've done. I was in my second bedroom, which is kind of my office. Terry's got the office in her loft. Now I work from home a couple days a week. I work from the office, you know, most of the time. But I had that option for both, and then when I'm doing other things, other personal things, I have my second bedroom where you have all that stuff you saw. But I'm in the garage too, so the garage is kind of like my place to go to. You know, I got a cigar here. Oops. Let me find it. I got a cigar here. I'm not going to light it yet because I don't want the smoke to get in. I got a drink, so I'm having a drink. I get made fun of a lot for drinking Trulies, but I don't care. You know, we live in a day and age where you can do what you want, and people don't like it tough. But I still get a hard time from people because I drink Trulies. I'm not a huge beer fan, but I do like the Trulies, especially the punch ones. And I like vodka and stuff, as you guys have seen in our videos. It's Saturday, so I'm gonna have a couple today in my garage. I'll give you guys a little tour of the garage. We have a one-car garage only. We're in a townhouse, so it's nothing big, but it's a fun place for us to be in. You know, I got a TV in here and some decorations, and I'm able to smoke in here. And I actually got a heater too, an industrial heater here as well that keeps it nice and warm in the Chicago winters. So it's a nice place to go to and relax and enjoy it. You know, we party in here sometimes, and we'll watch concerts on the TV, and Thorne will have his little chair here. He sits in here too. So, but to get back on track now, I always get off track, and I'm sorry about that. But to get back on track, what I wanted to do is kind of talk about like what Terry and I's favorite things are. You know, what I'm going to talk about today is what our 5 all-time favorite rides are at any amusement park. Includes rides, roller coasters, anything. And then as the weeks go on, we'll change it up, and Terry might pop in and join in. As you guys know, I'm the big mouth of our channel, and you know, Terry does a great job with videoing things for us, taking pictures and everything, but she doesn't always feel comfortable in front of the camera, which is totally understandable. Me, I'm a loudmouth. I like being the center of attention, so it's easy for me, as you guys all know. So I'm going to try to get Terry to join in on some of these weekly vlogs. I don't know what I'm going to call it yet. Maybe a drink with a beard, whatever. You know, we'll figure it out. But this is going to be episode 1, and I'm going to talk about both of our favorite rides. And what I'll do is, as I'm talking, you'll see the rides. You know, I'll filter them in when I'm doing the editing on the video the best I can. First time I'm doing this, so bear with me. I've watched other people do it, and you know, they do a phenomenal job. So I still have to learn on that. But so to begin, let me take a sip of my drink. Very good. So the first, I roll them down just so I don't forget them. But I'll go with Terry first. Her top 5 favorite rides. So we'll start with 5. And I thought about doing this in different ways, like top 10 and then going down. But I think for the first video, I think it's, you know, really important to talk about the rides we love the most. You know, and then subsequent vlogs and weekly vlogs that we talk about this, we'll change it up, and maybe we'll do top 10 rides, and then, you know, our favorite rides at different parks, what our favorite amusement parks are, favorite food at parks, favorite drinks, all that different stuff. And then, you know, we may even throw other things in. We bought at Universal, we got these Birdie Bots jelly beans, and they have, it's sort of like the jelly bean challenge, and they have different beans in there, like with grass, puke, earwax, some crazy smelling stuff, so, or tasting things. So we might do that too. It's just, you know what it is, I want to make sure we put some content out there for everyone that enjoys our channel. And then, you know, even if this doesn't go anywhere and people don't like this, at least me and Terry have something to watch when we get older and laugh at. So, but if you are watching, we appreciate it. And please feel free, we're very, or we go with friends, and you see, you know, how they are and how they react going through the parks and how big it is, and they don't know which rides. My dad has been going to parks for a long time, and he still doesn't remember all the rides names, and it's how the majority of the public are. You know, Terry and I, we're kind of geeks when it comes to roller coasters, so we know everything. I know all the manufacturers of the rides, the layouts, all that stuff. So I'm not going to go into crazy detail on those things. You might hear me talking about a few geeky things, so but hopefully you guys enjoy this. So we'll start with Terry. Her number 5 favorite ride. Now this is, again, this is rides at any park. It doesn't have to be a roller coaster. It doesn't matter. This is just right now. If someone told you right now that you could go on 5 rides, they could transport you to those rides right now, what would your top 5 rides be? So number 5 for Terry is Big Thunder Mountain, and that's at Magic Kingdom. I enjoyed that ride too. It's a great ride. It's at Magic Kingdom, and it's a pretty long ride. You're in a train car, and you know, they have a couple different lift hills. It's not very adventurous. There's no, you know, there's no launches. There's no corkscrews. There's no upside down hill. None of that stuff. There's no loops or anything. But it's just a really fun ride. There's awesome theming all throughout it. So that's her number 5 ride. Number 4. Now this is new now because, as you saw, we just went on Velocicoaster. That's Terry's number 4 ride at Universal Studios, and that is at Islands of Adventure. And it is built by Intamin. And if you think about, once we go through like our top 20 rides, Terry and I, most of the rides are going to be built by Intamin. They have a bad track record in America, especially at Cedar Point with Dragster and, you know, Millennium Force. Meaning, and they had Shoot the Rapids, which is a water ride that was a disaster that they got rid of at Cedar Point. But Intamin has like the best rides for us. It's our favorite by far manufacturer. Due to our launches, just the impact the rides have, the G-forces, everything that's combined in that, just to us it's a favorite. The sheer, you know, intensity of the rides are to us unmatched. So Terry's Velocicoaster, that's her number 4 ride, and again, that's an awesome ride. First time we've been on it was a couple weeks ago when we were at Universal for the Orlando Informer. We have that too if you want to watch that video. It's we watched. You could go to our channel, look at Orlando Informer. That was a couple weeks ago. And then Terry's number 3 ride is Kilimanjaro Safari at Animal Kingdom. Now this isn't per se a ride, but we said top 5 rides for anything. So even though it's not really a ride, it's still, you wait in line for it, you get in the vehicle. So yeah, I guess it is a ride. Let's call it a ride. But yeah, I mean, it's a 20-minute long adventure, and it's really makes you feel like you've been transported to Africa, and you're in the Serengeti, you're in the safari. The animals are awesome there. We've done a couple of the safari rides at night, and that was even better because the lions are actually out and more active during the night. So that was cool. So that's Terry's number 3 ride, is Kilimanjaro Safari. Number 2 for Terry is Steel Vengeance. I mean, you've heard us talk about that ride many times. I'm surprised it's not Terry's number 1. She's got number 2. But yeah, I mean, all around awesome ride. We talk about, you know, Intamin being our favorite manufacturer, but you can't discredit what RMC does, Rocky Mountain Coaster. They really came into America and they really built coasters, and they did, you know, a hybrid where they have steel and wood, and they've redone a lot of the rides. So Steel Vengeance used to be Mean Streak. Mean Streak opened up back in 1991. I still enjoyed going on that ride, but I could understand why a lot of people did not. It was very rough, and you know, I enjoy that roughness on a ride. Like when my dad's a little older, obviously, so the last few years going on Main Street for him was really rough on his back, and I could see that happening to a lot of people. So, but Steel Vengeance came in, revamped that ride, and it's amazing. So that's Terry's number 2. But Terry's number 1 ride that she will go on, it's only 17 seconds long, but still her number 1. It's Top Thrill Dragster at Cedar Point. So Terry has 2 rides from Cedar Point in her top 2, and you know, Dragster is an amazing ride. It goes 0 to 120 miles an hour in, I think, 4 seconds. The hill that it launches up goes 420 feet high. So it's an amazing ride. Unfortunately, there was a pretty bad accident that a lady got hurt in the summer. It was actually 2 days after we were there in August. A part of the vehicle came out, a metal piece, an L-shaped metal piece bracket, and it actually hit a lady in her head. And you know, I'm not sure how she's doing, but you know, our wishes and thoughts are with her for sure, that she has a full recovery. It's unfortunate. I hate to even talk about that. We're talking about positive things, but let's just hope that she's okay. So a ride built in 2003, going that fast, it's crazy technology. So those are Terry's top 5. So her number 1 is Top Thrill Dragster. Number 2 is Steel Vengeance. Number 3 is Kilimanjaro Safari. Number 4 is Velocicoaster. Number 5 is Big Thunder. Okay? My turn now. So my top 5, again, it ranges all different types of rides, same type of thing. This is if I was told right now we could transport you to that park, to that ride to go on right now, this would be the top 5 I'll go on right now. So number 5 is Rise of the Resistance, Star Wars ride at Hollywood Studios in Florida at Disney World, and it is a fantastic ride. Just the amount of effort that Disney put in it, the vehicles, the animatronics in there. You know, a lot. Universal and Disney for several years were really basing a lot of rides on screens and 3D and everything. So it's nice to see that they made a ride that really doesn't have that much 3D, you know, effects in there and screen effects. The majority of the ride is true life, you know, animatronics and stuff. And as you can see, you know, in the video that I'm showing while I'm talking, it's really cool. So that's my number 5 ride. Number 4 is the same as Terry. Number 4 is Velocicoaster. Same thing, Intamin. It's an awesome ride. Maverick is built by Intamin. It's a similar type of ride, but if you think about it, it's kind of like Velocicoaster is the next step up from Maverick. Maverick was built in 2007. It's still an awesome ride. When we do our top 10, top 15, it's going to be somewhere in there for sure. It's just that, you know, Velocicoaster, just the elements are amazing. The Heartline row that's right in front of the Jurassic Park building, right over the water, is such an amazing element. But we went on it at night, and just it's so long. They don't have any moving animatronics on it, but they do have raptors throughout that talk, that, you know, make noises, not talk. But even the queue line, if you saw our video again, you can see they have the raptors that in like kind of like the cage environment. It's awesome. So Velocicoaster is my number 4. My number 3 is also a Universal, and that is Hagrid's Motorcycle Adventure. I think I'm saying it right, or motor car. I just absolutely love this ride. And again, this is made by Intamin as well. Now, Hagrid's might not be it might not have all the great roller coaster effects and elements that Velocicoaster has, or like Steel Vengeance, but you factor in being on a motor car, being on the sidecar, and just the special effects. Again, there's no screens on there. They have Hagrid, you know, a life-size animatronic of Hagrid. They have Fluffy, the 3-headed dog. They have They have so many cool elements in there, and I'm not going to spoil it for you. There's one awesome element in this ride that really took me by surprise. I knew they had it, but I'd never watched a POV on it because I wanted to be surprised, and it's been out for a couple years. and this is our first year going back to Universal. So it is just amazing, Hagrid's. I just love it all overall. If it wasn't for my top 2, I mean, it could arguably be in the top 2 for me as well too. But my top 2 now, number 2 is actually Flight of Passage and Animal Kingdom. Now, Flight of Passage, there's a lot of people love it, a lot of people don't like it, and there's a middle ground too. Terry, she understands why people like it, but we went there this past year, or a couple weeks ago, and I did the Genie purchase, and I went on it, and waited like 5 minutes only. It was great. She wouldn't go on it. She's not going to pay for it. It's because she doesn't do well with screens, and a lot of people do not do well with screens. When we're at the Orlando Informer, I went on I'm losing train of thought, but I went on the Harry Potter ride, Forbidden Adventure, inside of the castle, Hogwarts Castle. And I love that ride, but you know, there's a lot of screens in there, and I can see why people get sick. I get sometimes, I feel a little bit, but it doesn't affect me. I don't get sick from it. I get over it right away. But Terry, if she goes on Avatar or rides like that where it's all screens, she'll feel it, and she might not feel well for a few hours after. And there's a lot of people like that, that have an issue and they can't go on that ride. But wow, I mean, Flight of Passage is one of the rides that I can say that took my breath away. The first time I went on Dragster, with going that fast, 120 miles an hour, that really impacted me. Steel Vengeance the first time was amazing. It's still amazing, but there's certain rides that just take your breath away and really like awe, like you just can't believe that they actually built something like this. When Magnum XL 200 came out in 1989, I remember looking up when I was a kid, 10, 11 years old when that came out, and could not imagine a ride went 200 feet. Now that's nothing. There's a million rides that are 200 feet. Well, not a million, but I'm embellishing a little bit. But so Flight of Passage is not a ride. It's just, it's a ride, but it's not on a roller coaster track or anything. You get into a Banshee, and it is just amazing. Just the graphics. It is a screen ride, but it just does not feel like a regular motion ride, kind of like Star Tours and all that. This is totally different from that. You actually feel like you're inside of the Pandora flying on a Banshee. You can feel the breath. You can, inside between your thighs and your legs, the Banshee, you can feel it contracting like you're inside, so it's like breathing, and you can feel the body on you. It's just so amazing. If you have never been on that ride, I highly recommend it. Take some Dramamine, whatever you gotta do, but get on that ride. And that's at Animal Kingdom. So my number 1 ride is Terry's number 2 is Steel Vengeance. Okay? And I thought hard about this, and Flight of Passage, Hagrid's Velocicoaster, those are, all amazing rides. But if someone told me right now there's only one ride you could go on, it would have to be Steel Vengeance. I don't know what it is about that ride. I've been on a lot of roller coasters, and in the next coming weeks on this video vlog, I haven't realized or decided what I want to call this yet. Maybe a Drink with the Beard, maybe that. Episode 1, Drink with the Beard. We'll see. If you guys have any ideas, please put in the comments. But with Steel Vengeance, it's so long. There's so much airtime. The elements are so amazing. The drop is amazing. Just flying through and going through the track underneath it. It's so fun. It's just relentless. From the time you get in there, from the time the first drop begins to the time you enter the station again, it is just wall-to-wall fun insanity. It just never ends. So everything that I love about a roller coaster, besides the launch, the only thing that's missing is a launch. And that kind of gets us to next year. We're going to, with Thorne's first big trip with us. We're renting a cabin in Gatlinburg, or Pigeon Forge, and we're going to go on Lightning Rod. So Lightning Rod does have a launch on the lift hill, so we'll see how that is. But, just an amazing ride. So Steel Vengeance is number 1. So my overall 5 is, number 1 is Steel Vengeance, number 2 is Flight of Passage, number 3 is Hagrid's, number 4 is Velocicoaster, and number 5 is Rise of the Resistance. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this. It's fun talking about rides. Every week will be different. Next week might be top 10. It might be what our favorite amusement parks are across the country. 'Cause we've been to many of them, and there's still many more we have to go to. Like, we've never been to Dollywood, but we've been to many parks across the country. You know, it might be what are our top rides at Cedar Point, our top 10 at Great America, top 10 at Busch Gardens in Virginia, Busch Gardens in Tampa. We've been to many parks, so we've been to California too, so we'll definitely talk about some of those things. So we hope you enjoy this. So now I'll just give you a little quick tour of my garage. Okay, so there's my nice t-shirt and something happens, but I have, I'm a White Sox fan. I'm sure you guys know that. Let's put some Christmas lights up in here. And I have a big Walking Dead tapestry, and there's my heater up there. And for a one-car garage, it gets up to about 70 degrees in here pretty quickly, so it works very well. And especially, I smoke cigars, so if there's other people in here, and there's like my little cup holder and my ashtray, but if people are in here with me, we gotta crack the door open, so that's why that heater really works well. Got Cedar Point posters here, Thor and Oak and Shield, some cutoffs, or cutouts they're called, cardboard cutouts. Jason from the 2009 remake. Thomas the Train, when I turned 30, we had a party here, and that was my 30th, my birthdays were on Halloween, so naturally we had a birthday party / Halloween party, so I dressed up as Thomas the Train with my buddy. He was the blue person in there, the blue train, I don't remember what the name was. And I got a nice Jaws sign right there, Beetlejuice, Marilyn Manson, some more Cedar Point, Dragster. And I got a big Cedar Point. This was actually, I bought this about 10, 11 years ago. It actually was in the park. So it was a banner that was used in the park. And they used to sell these on their website. They don't anymore, but it's cool. And I brought, and you guys saw the video with Shorty here. I brought him in here, and I got Michael Myers on the other side. And then I have Manu Bennett, who's a great actor, played in a lot of movies we like. He was in Spartacus. We had it signed. Well, no, I don't think we got it signed. I actually bought this online, so it wasn't. We didn't physically get it signed. But he's in Arrow too. I never watched Arrow, but he's in The Hobbit as Azog. Again, comment in the comment section if there's anything you guys want to hear about with amusement parks, rides, stuff like that, and we'll do it. And then hopefully Tara will join in every so often and join. I might do some vlogs in here. It could be in the bedroom or in my office, whatever you want to call it. But either way, I hope you guys enjoy this. It's something cool that I want to try. And then next week we'll do another one. Okay? And then look out for our next video too, because I'm not sure if I'm gonna put this out first or if I'm gonna put the Christmas lights at Santa's Village, but we'll see. So all right, guys, take care. Thank you.